This is Colin Digits. I'm here with Mirko, GameFi CEO of Unix, and you have some interesting updates for us regarding the launchpad and among other things, of course, right? Bitcoin rallying over the last couple of days, pushing us in a good position for everything regarding launchpads, really. But what have you been working on? You're in a different location.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining and thank you for your time. Yeah, I moved to Dubai because we sign our, let's say, major partner on the launchpad. And yeah, make a little bit story like about it, that we all flying here, you know, that we signed a contract. And then, yeah, of course, Binance Summit, it's not the major event you have to be, but Binance definitely. And actually the events itself, you know, there's some speakers, it's not the highlight, it's more like events around that where the networking take place.
Right.
You know, so this is like there you connect, with one event, you maybe make a network from 30, 40, depends on how many people you are, you know, if you spread over the place, you can really expand your network there. And it's really, it's actually interesting, like, because nobody knows, it's so fast. So usually people making a selfie on WhatsApp, just sending then a message in with a new number, and then just the project, that's it, and talking later. You know, it's like,
Yeah, like that.
Man, it's too much input. It's like everybody, I do this, I do that, I do this, I do that, and then, okay, you cannot keep up, you know. So you make a quick intro, and the thing is, you need to just know where to go, because there's a lot of events. Also, there's Metaverse event, and then you go there, and there's like only projects nobody knows, you know.
Right.
And they're looking basically for investors. And I'm not saying that bad project, but there's like the projects, the bigger, largest event and events you should go, and some not there. So yeah, but we pretty sure where we go, and it's not going to be a waste of time. So yeah, that's in Dubai for the signing launchpad. We also talk with the developer team because we need to integrate faster Solana on our chain.
Interesting. Why is that?
Yeah, because we have 2 games already confirmed for launch.
Okay.
And yeah, they're on Solana. So this is name. Sorry, the one. Yeah, this is too early stage before they jump off. No, but we have serious talks. For example, with Shrapnel, Avalanche as a partner. I think I mentioned it the other day. Yeah. And what we do right now is basically, because it's a different, so if you're familiar with EVM compatibility, so it's basically mostly the chains, you know, in your MetaMask who have the same address. Yeah, you can switch the network, and then it's gonna be still the same address, right? So in mostly these chains are all EVM compatible. So what we do, we integrate the ones I tell you after that, but you already can offer it, just not automated. So you do manually, basically an airdrop. You know, that's if you not yet have the gateway. So what we do, also what we reach out since yesterday, and we know a lot of people there. So Polygon, ESC, AVEX, Phantom, Arbitrum, Heco, OKC, this is the blockchain from OKX, and OEC, it's a backed by OKX, so 2 blockchains with OKX. All this, and yeah, Solana we're working on. We can also do manually, but you know, to have it like really like decentralized or with a smart contract is of course the final solution. Yeah, and so we're building now the partnerships to basically, when we go on the going live, and this is something, it's a huge marketing push. So that's why it's at the moment there, it's a waiting game. Now the market turns out better. So now we also speed up, we get them all lined up, we make the marketing funnel, and then we go live in the next 2-3 weeks, really riding the wave of
the hype wave of the Bitcoin,
Bitcoin.
hopefully.
Plus, basically, what and why we're lining up this partner. First of all, from some projects you get a grant, and this can be reinvested either in marketing or development. Plus the shout out from their Twitter, from their PR side, so having all our partners, having in the launchpad, I mentioned it already, but I repeat because maybe we have new visitors, users. We have a code from Chainlink, so we also get a PR from Chainlink, what is huge. Where's so many. So and this is it's you need to really time that, like we had a good timing in the token launch in the very beginning in November, right. End of November, and that's what we now finalized. It's just a matter of a few weeks.
And what do you think actually about the first project that you're going to launch? Because obviously for the launchpad, for the actual participants on the launchpad, most likely the first launch would be where they put their first trust, is the first experience. So normally, at least, I assume you would pick something with a low market cap just to push some access, right? As that's usually what the lower tier investors are looking for on the TGE. Are you going to take that into consideration? Are you looking for a more mature audience in terms of investors on the actual launchpad? What are your thoughts there?
We have no doubt with the marketing push that the first launches have any issues. It's not about, yes, of course, valuation is important, but therefore also we have our partner who is 5 years in the space, one of the most well-known. I think I mentioned it, but I need to be a little bit careful just in the, before the signing, not to
right. Of course.
To basically to take care of that part, from experience, from 4 or 5 years experience in the launchpads with 2 launchpads actually, and the third one also now. And they're making the process. What is what's
the path to follow for success, basically that way.
Yeah, and it's also like when we wanted to launch, the recommendation was 3, 4, 5 launchpads to get the exposure. Yeah, or copper launch. So, and basically a lot of times the launchpad dictate also the let's say the token price. For example, if from C to private to the IDO. So there's actually like DAO maker, they really telling sometimes or a CD fund or Polkastarter, I don't know which else, but they're saying, hey, you have it's too far from the private and seed. So it's like, they really telling you like basically what you have to do.
Right.
But it also depends a little bit on the size of the project, right? If there is a huge backing behind, people who supporting, especially a launch, then they have less doubts, but still they need to do due diligence. So, and
right.
Makes sense. And for marketing, I think we have no problem. I think just from partners we line up now, I don't know, I think more than 10 million on following, plus, this is like just where we go out, and then from all the Twitter accounts, and then, think about having a larger names on the deck, and then people like talking about
basically spirals that way. Yeah. Makes sense. Do you have any confirmed launches that are definitely going to happen? Maybe the first one or the ones that are in the pipeline?
Yeah, we confirmed. It's really about waiting now the contract coming back from the most of them. The confirmed one is Delicium. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I saw
and yeah, this one is confirmed. And the others, it's just, I think 1 week and then we get all together. And what we also do is for the launch, definitely we have at least 6 on the website itself. What you will see which one is coming after the first one.
Right.
And
like a calendar.
Yeah, exactly. And then we have I mean, we have projects like Shrapnel, they will not launch in the next 3, 4, 5 months, or Blockloads. They still need a lot of time, you know. So we already will sign them, but you know, then either we add them already as TBA, but this is the question: if and when, make it sense already, like a half year before. Right. But it can be also good marketing. You know, people can read about Blockloads, getting excited about it. So this is still we need to discuss internally. Yeah, but goal is definitely to assign, especially triple A title. You know, you have them on your deck already secured, but it's also like sometimes we need to discuss with other games, like what moment we can market actually around that you are launching, because maybe they don't want it, you know, in early stages. Maybe it's kind of secret. You know, like games, they don't want to show sometimes in-game footage because they don't want to ruin, and it's maybe it's, you know, that's why we need to discuss with the projects individually. Yeah, but I think what we achieved in a short period of time, the network, especially for launchpad communities, is amazing. From project side, you know, like and yeah, it's pretty exciting, and yeah, this. Yeah, soon.
Potential. Bullish. When we would look at the actual, you mentioned, like, let's say if the market stays in the current upward trend, you said 2 to 4 weeks, right? That's basically an estimated timeline.
Now the games, so it's really not on us. We can launch today, but there's no launchpad without the launch, right? I mean, you have basically a website. So, and we want them now to basically tell us when they want to launch. So now they're thinking, now all the projects, a lot of projects.
Yeah, everybody's basically waiting for the first projects to launch in the more bullish pattern, and then once they go, then all of them go, basically.
Exactly, it's one after another.
Makes sense.
And same like we had in the other core video, we talked about land, and there was Mavia. So they, in the roadmap was, for example, Q1, but they doing it now Q2, you know, like, in how many years, like Engines of Fury. I believe almost everybody. Yeah. So there's gonna be a lot of. Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of surprises, but still, like, marketing to kick off takes around, I would say, minimum 4 weeks to really cover. You can do it in 3. So if they decided, let's say, in the next few days, then is the plan if they go or not. I have no doubt. I see a very green April and a greener May, for personally, just speculation. Yeah, but this is my personal. When I'm not checking too much charts, we talk with our advisor team. They're like trading it. So they market making on many exchanges, and we get like informations, what they see, signals, and so on. They give us a little bit insights. So, but therefore, I think it's a good time. Preparing now, by end of April or mid of April, end of April, be ready, and then you take the cash what's flowing back into crypto, and GameFi will be again, like, it's also, you know, I think we talked about it yesterday, like there was a post, for example, people say NFTs or GameFi, the search numbers on Google is dropping. Is it over? I say it's not over. It's like it's just like normal in crypto. You don't want to see the charts every day, you know, when it's like when maybe your portfolio is not green, you know, or not as green as usual. So, and and it's just normal when there's hype and trend, then people start to search again. You know, people are excited again about certain things. So. And that's why I think it's a good end of April, May. I think it's a good time when everything is start rolling on again. And I think also the NFT space. And imagine what Ape did, even in a let's say very bad market. Right. I don't want to know what's happening in a bull market with this coin. Definitely amazing. I hope everybody signed up for something is brewing.xyz. You know, there you need to do your KYC there. I think it's for the land sale, if I'm not mistaken, from Yuga Labs. So this is something I recommend. I don't know if you need to hold any. Definitely, I think mutant and apes, they are first for buying land, but I don't know. It's really.
How much do
just
you reckon how much land they would release? Because obviously here we have the
200,000.
dilemma. How many?
200,000 they want to release.
Yeah, okay. So it makes sense. You want mass adoption, but at the same time, the price has to be right to not be a cash grab, right? Because if the land would go for, let's say, half an ETH a pop, right, then it's definitely a cash grab, right? But you want to make it affordable for the mass adoption. But otherwise, I think on the crypto space alone, they don't need that, because I saw actually Timbaland, the producer, former known as a rapper, he made an investment into Yuga Labs yesterday. So they're
and Google is invested. Yeah, Google Ventures.
Yeah. So yeah, when you go that route, I mean, they're pulling in the
you know what is I understand they're like a super high project, but you know that I think a valuation of 4 billion is extreme. You know, like a 450 million raise. I mean, you can achieve it, you know, based on valuation. You can, it's a play with numbers, you know, and then you can get this crazy valuation, and you make even more money if you sell now, you know, going Series B, equity, whatever. I don't know what the plan is, but it's insane numbers. I think well done. There's a lot of people making a lot of money. I think the project owner making even more. I know that their intention, or what they at least claim, and I believe them, that they are not here for the money. It's more about building. I truly believe that from their side. But yeah, it's there. You saw also a very, very negative trend while this was up, and that was, you know, all the fake accounts, even blue tick verified Twitter accounts, Instagram accounts, with ape logo, and you know they're making
with the fake,
you know,
ape coins, and then when you connect the wallet, they swap it. Yeah, I see.
There was fake Twitter Spaces, there was fake YouTube lives, there was fake Instagram videos, crazy. And then there was like a lot of people, like there was a board starter, you know, a launchpad, you know, like everybody trying to build around the hype. And, you know, so it's releasing a lot of scammers from their holds, you know, and this is something looks very bad. You know, I know, let's say us, we are like already into the market, but there's so many people that are new.
Yeah,
you know?
but that's, I think, the unregulated space, right? So that's why sooner or later the regulations will come. So when the masses come, the regulations come with it, because they have to protect the consumer. It's not really about, well, of course they want the tax money, right? But there's also, they will use that as an excuse to protect the consumer, because that's most of the time. Why would you not serve alcohol to a 16-year-old? Not because they're young specifically, because you want to take responsibility for their actions. So you regulate it to cover their but I mean, like in general, when I look at Yuga Labs, what they have accomplished, I also don't think they're in it for the money. I mean, if I would give you the option, how do you spend 100 million, or how are you going to spend $1 billion? From a business point of view, you know what to do with this. With a personal private life, you don't know what to do with this. You're going to buy stupid shit because that's basically, I would say, too much money. It has no added value towards your happiness, right? But building your dream, or the passion, or how far can this actually go, right? If you have the ambitious individuals. And I mean, I think they get proper advisory from Animoca and all the other parties involved to take this to the next level.
Yeah, no, it's true. Before the show, we talked about drop. I also showed it the last time and it's pretty cool. I mean, I had yesterday night, I had a call with the founder.
They showed up this time?
Yeah, it was just, you know, like too many time zones sometimes, and actually he moved it yesterday as well, but it's okay. We got on a call, and so definitely we're going for 2 pieces of land, because what I like, and this is something what they do also, that you don't necessarily need to build yourself. You know, like on Sandbox, if you own a land, so they build on these lands, but you can also build on that land itself when you want. It's good for us. And what is interesting, so they basically, if you a token or a token project, they build a game or an experience, what will use your token? And this is very cool. I didn't know that. So basically, in the metaverse, people can use Unix token. So it's pretty cool. I really enjoyed it. And he talked a little bit about the marketing or people they line up for that, and this is huge. It's super confidential, so I cannot. But it's like it's a little bit like you from Mobland, Sin City, yeah. They have Kim Kardashian, for example. I mean, if this is a valuable support, I don't know, but she is the biggest influencer in the world. I mean, with the most following, so that's huge. And these people have also a lot of. They have already Jake Paul. What we saw, this is a, it's a superstar. Boxing now and all that stuff, and many more. And there's a little bit under the radar just because of Solana, because at the moment it's like, oh yeah, we want to be on Ethereum because we're an OpenSea, where's all the traffic. So they're building a little bit secretly on Solana, but they already started to get traction.
I think today, this morning, the enablement came for Solana on OpenSea. It's live right now.
Yeah, I saw it there.
It's happening. But it's just expanding their monopoly. But with the drop, so what is the actual use? So they will build like a mini experience. You got 2 plots of land. What will they build for Unix?
A game experience. They cannot tell what they build. So we buy the land, they build a game experience. It can be a game, and then our token is basically the utility. Because what they want to build, they want projects coming and not the barrier, but our token, So they want the projects in and then incentivize, and they have an interesting model. So basically, how they see it, that they're building also NFTs, and they see a little bit the NFT space from a different angle, like a credit card. Okay, a credit card, it gives you bonus miles, gives you discount here and there and there and there. So, and then if you go there with this credit card, you get whatever, like free stuff or something. So basically, just through our partnership, our stakers, they will get from drop itself, like randomly airdrop, like tokens and NFTs, just because we in their network, you know what I mean? So as more value we bring, and as we didn't define yesterday how our partnership looks like, but they like the aspect what we do, with all the guilds and launchpad and so on. So this is kind of an idea. So it's like basically everybody in this metaverse supposed to benefit each other with some kind of discount or anything. It's like, so there's a huge. That's why it doesn't matter if you're a gaming company. Maybe you're selling gaming gear or you're giving like early access or whatever. So this is what they're trying to build. It's pretty interesting. I don't know, too much like with the marketing side. So yesterday basically was the pitch to understand the project completely. That's definitely interesting, and they're really getting a lot of questions. So the big land, so the most expensive land is sold out. It's 50,000. The red ones, if you go on the app, you can basically select. The epic or the purple one is 20, and then the small ones, they're having actually good trading, and they're not. I think one. I don't know. Sorry, I don't know.
That's okay. Which ones did you buy?
We basically got we told him today which land we want, what he recommended. So this is basically like in Los Angeles and one more city, very like in real life. So this is also a thing. Let's say this is now Los Angeles, and let's say this is the Hollywood sign. Yeah. So what they do is you can, there's an NFT drop there, and then you can physically go there, let's say to the Hollywood Boulevard, and then on a certain spot, what you see on your app, and only there you can pick up the NFT. So you bring the people there to the drop, there's an event or whatever, and then there you can basically mint your NFT, but with AR. Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, no,
if you're from LA.
Yeah, of course, this is true. But of course, they're planning also to do that, for other places. And this is just now the task. I think this takes a little bit long. I don't know. They have an awesome developer team. He is not the developer. He is more the, visionary. And but they're doing a lot of stuff. So I really feel confident that they will have a huge success. So I'm pretty convinced. Yeah, I'm not pitching that here. There's no discount for me or anything. Even late, because we didn't been in the pre-sale and so on. No, but pretty interesting. And yeah, NFT Works is also they after the call there was like I think 1 day or 2 days later was the new website release. So it's a little bit easier to stake your land and basically to connect with Minecraft. This is a little bit easier. And yeah, we what we do at the moment, just on Unix Gaming side, and we had interesting calls, not with the big dogs. I mean, like, because it's hard to connect. It's like, so we collect basically at the moment all the guilds. Yeah, and what we're trying to achieve is basically, like if we talking at the moment to 28, 30 guilds like that, and this is just the guilds, the bigger ones, the macro, and then we're talking also to the micro guilds. So we're talking to in the guild database. On the website it's 17,000, but we talked to the guy who ran that. He said it's actually 40 to 50,000 guilds, small guilds. So it's like it's 10, it's 5 to 50 people in the guild. Yeah. So yeah, and basically we cannot get in contact with everybody, but what we do is basically building now a guild network. So we have already the Telegram. I meet Avocado Guild and Polka Starter, I think in 2 days here in Dubai, and then we get them all on a table. So, and then because we have different deal flow, and what we want to do, we want to build kind of an alliance. So we approach them and then we said, hey, we take the deal flow as a whole, and then we just distribute as per. Not everybody wants. So blockchain space, for example, they don't want deal flow. They have their own. They have another business model. Or Salad Venture, they have kind of a payout system where they take percentages or whatever. So not everybody is looking for investments. And so this is something we're working on.
What would be the ultimate goal for you? Would it be like another revenue stream, or would it be more like you can approach gaming projects more efficiently because you got a bigger backing?
So we guessing that if we get most of the guilds on that, I'm not talking about all the 50,000. I'm not just talking about we're working as a kind of a guild influencer for the micros, but getting them some over the longer run, more and more involved. And we think we can get like 80, 70% of the market, of the current play to earn market with all these skills, And then approaching the games is that, so basically I don't want to dictate anything. You don't get me wrong. I don't want to be
that would be my idea, just like monopolize the market that way.
Yeah, but it's like, so we can tell the games, hey, can you build that in for us? This is what we need,
right?
With just much more pressure, and then saying, hey, and then just coming with data, hey, this is the player currently, this is us, and we are like, let's say 70% of the market. So I would prefer you to give us free NFTs. No, just kidding.
But the big boys, when you said like big boys, I assume you mean like Good Games Guild, Merit Circle, GameFi, something like this. Do you think they're not interested?
The thing is, so Good Games Guild, they're basically we will meet them. They're already in our circle. Yeah, I'm not saying they're small, but they've been.
I made a video on them today, and I called them not really a guild.
Yeah, but it's like they're good guys. Okay, they're from Indonesia. Our headquarters is in Bali, so we have something in common. they're all good, really. Like when we talk to them, we like the people with the passion. I think why the big institution is not, or the institutional guilds, we are also an institution, but what I mean is like Yield Meritcycle, GameFi, the one with the big portfolios, because we had a discussion today in the office. So, and it's mostly like that. So we had a project here with a tier 1 VC. And the project is on Solana, and the guy is, and I'm gonna be advisor for him on the gaming side, you know. So, and the thing is, he said, and he asked me then the advice. He said like, okay, this tier 1 want me to do this and this and that. I said, man, at the end it's your project. I believe if you have him on the deck, you know, it gives you a much, let's say, reputation-wise, a huge support. If you cannot, you need to work with him long term, you know. So and he has so much control. I mean, he's not a shareholder equity, but they're making really tight contracts, you know, and not that they are like main shareholder or whatever this, but they basically tell, hey, our reputation is on the line, not yours.
Yeah, of course.
You are nobody.
Yeah.
And that's the whole thing. You want us. That's the concept. And the business is still, sorry to say, it's a shithole in most ways. I'm not saying that the tier 1s using their power, but it's about connection. You know, we are the big guys, same with the exchanges. We are the exchanges, you want to work with us, here's the big bill, you know. So I told them, can you do what they want and you feel okay with that, then just do it, you know. If it's not, you know, an ethic, or it don't makes you, you know, like waking up like maybe after you sign a contract and say, fuck, this is the worst decision of my life. I cannot, you know what I mean? So, and it's his project, you know, but if you're limited in your project, how you can give 100% or more, you know what I mean? So
true.
It's a very difficult question. We had a tier 1, yeah, we reaching out to them because we want to, you know, support more their projects to get like building up our network. And they're straightforward, you know. Really, we talk. I cannot name the ones, but it's like really, we text with them and I said, okay, there is a hi, how are you? You know, it's like what everybody say, and then white paper, all the documents they need, and then they will run through, and then they will talk to you. You know, it's really, there's no more like, hey, because it's, and I understand it because, you know, when we started, we talked to our friends from another company, and they're still, they said like, man, I don't know, I have 100 pitch decks on my deck.
Yeah, that's the thing, you know, there's enough supply in terms of shit projects, so you need to filter it.
So the tier 1s, it's only about introduction. They because someone did already due diligence, or someone might think this is going to be successful. So, and then they jumping on it, but they really actually, they don't look at pitch decks and think, oh yeah, what's that? We got a connection, but still they said, okay, here are the documents. So here are the documents, and then bam, bam, bam. And then you go maybe to a serious conversation, how a partnership can be happen, or if there's anything in common. And if we're not there actually for investment, you know, it was just like, hey, you're signing a lot of games. We are the biggest community. We have this and this and this and that. And yeah, but documents and all that stuff. And yeah, so yeah, but this is how the space works. And it's super, I think, especially the things you need to know that you don't find them on Google, especially in crypto, you know, like people make business out of this knowledge. What is okay? I mean, this is why people are selling courses, or this is why people are selling a book, or, you know, like, or, you know, something like that. So I'm totally
private communities. Yeah.
Private communities. Yeah. Yeah. So no, this is definitely, yeah. And you will see, like, you know, how many people you meet in this space. Like we had today, how many people in the office, and everybody come with an idea. I want to tokenize this. I want to tokenize that. And you tell them then basically, do you have this? Do you have that? So their idea is already lowered. You know, they might go out of the office. They not continue with the project. But there is no point for me to tell him, yeah, you can do it. Give us your money. Give us advisory. You know the why. It's not the way. He need to come first with a base, with a solid, not ideas. Ideas, everybody can have ideas, and ideas, if you're not put in action, it will remain an idea. You know. So and there was three today. Really, three today. I've been super excited. I love the passion, but there was no pitch deck, just an idea.
And you just crushed their dreams.
I mean, I don't want to
love it.
But you tell them clearly, hey, this is what you need. This is what you need. Did you look at this? Because sometimes they have an idea, but they are not fully aware of the market. So maybe the idea already exists somewhere. You know, that we had also the case today. I mean, it's a little bit different, but then it says, okay, you start already with competition and they are already have this and this and that. So you have a little bit harder way up, you know, it's like, so, and at the moment, everybody wants to tokenize something, you know, like tokenize here, tokenize. The one guy want to tokenize a street in London. I said, I don't know how this works. I didn't went in that conversation, but yeah, the space is interesting. And yeah, everybody want to, like, we talk to projects, they want to make a cash grab. They have a game from traditional market. They said, oh, let's sell NFTs. They're pitching and pitching and pitching. Everybody, they take any money. They really give a fuck. Yeah. And it's not healthy.
It will be very likely that it will turn out to be a disaster. Game will be dead in like 6 months to 18 months, something like this, if it survives that long. Now, what I see is that also one thing that's interesting is like, why do all the big projects have multiple investors? Why are large percentage of the tokens allocated to advices, specifically advices, allocated to advices, you know, 5%. I've even seen 8% on the tokenomics, because they need good fucking advice. We have like 5 AMAs next week. We got Cradles as well. You know Cradles, right? They're coming to Digits Club host AMA. So that's cool. But they're like 100% TGE on the token and no liquidity on the DEX. Like if a project has that, and I'm not an advisor, I just give my opinion, right? From all the launches that we do and that we follow, I know that 100% TGE and no liquidity on the DEX is a fucking disaster. It's always a disaster. It never ends well. Yeah. And it's like, yeah, but our advisor advised us to do that. And you don't, like, the guy has no crypto experience. He's just somebody that invested into the seed round. He's a big guy in business, but not in the crypto business. Yeah. So then the mismatch.
This is the first thing. And, you know, if you're a solo project, don't give anything. You know, like we did with our token. Yeah, we cliffed everybody. We extended the cliff for 8 months and the vesting schedule for 4 years. So yeah.
And you know, was that in terms of the strategic, do you need more time, or is the idea about Unix just has it become a lot bigger than how you started the idea of Unix? Because I would say that would be like a logical thing. If Unix was supposed to be a guild and now it's like a whole ecosystem a year later, so you feel like you need to extend that because of the fully diluted market cap valuation on the entire ecosystem.
There's two reasons. So there's 2 reasons. Yeah. So basically the market flipped. So there was like, we've been in a very, very good zone actually in the beginning. I mean, I think all-time high was 164 or something like that. And so, and then of course market turned opposite, and that delayed a lot of stuff what we're doing, you know, like we went for the exchanges. So we changed actually the whole strategy, the whole roadmap moved. So we came up with the launchpad first and all that stuff, you know, because of certain events. So this wasn't the plan to make the launchpad now, because we wanted to establish more as a Unix, as a gaming guild, and focusing on become a brand, you know, and then get the launchpad out. Now it's like everything is based on the launchpad, and while this happening, we become a brand, you know, because the brand is more important. As I'm talking about brand, not only Unix Gaming, the logo and the website. I'm talking about the YouTube channel, what is kicking off, you know, but game reviews, the website, the game library, what was planned actually a long time, and subscription based with the Unix token and so many things, you know, like that was the one reason, but also the other reason is that, I mean, it was strategic in the beginning that we had 6 months. So we actually wanted to go for yield cliff investing, because they have, I think, 2 years cliff and 3 years vesting. Yeah. And that's what the initial plan was. But then merit cycle came, they launched, and they have just a short cliff. And the problem is, and they had everything locked on TGE. So we had to, because we're the next one launching on copper after merit cycle. So we get the direct comparison as a guild, you know, and they've been super successful. So by their 110 million raise, and then we are coming and having a longer cliff, a longer vesting, a TGE on front. So we had to change the whole strategy. And it was not 100% planned that we extend, but it was the initial plan. But just because of a momentum with merit cycle in front of us with their, you know, short cliff and so on, that's, yeah, then we said, okay.
What do you think that the investors, because obviously I think
we talking to them, yeah. It's not that we don't inform them. We talk to everybody. We have a smaller ones, private ones. They, you know, we give options. So it's not that, oh, you're cliffed. So what we do, what you can offer in these moments, so you can basically OTC their tokens to another investor, maybe with a little profit, you know. So this is an option. Or you can, if it's depends on the amount, you get your money back, you know. So we gave the option, and there's just 2 investors with a 100,000 allocation. They want their money back. The rest is okay, you know, from all investors. And so that's okay. And then even some people happy, you know, I said, yeah, man, do it. Fuck, it's not about money, because yes, it would be nice to take profits on a certain point. And this is something what we still can consider to basically, you know, in that waiting time also to either you make a small release on the investors, you know, like you say here, this is something, you know, when you but it's not happened publicly, you know. So what we do, or what a lot of people do, is basically, or the most projects said, okay, they talking to the investors, we release your tokens, but we would like to buy them back for this price. Are you agree? Agree? They get money, and they never get the token, you know, from the vesting. This is very common practice, you know. So this is you basically the buyback already happened before you even give the tokens. You not let them hit the market for anything, and it's very normal. So for this one, we also prepared, and this we do internally to keep the investors happy. You know, like give them a few tokens, buy them, of course, straight back. You know, then they get a little bit cash back once our project, and maybe we even cliff more. I don't know. It's, of course we don't. Yeah, it's already.
Maybe we'll throw a 10-year cliff on it.
Yeah, but yeah. So this is basically, it's all about, you know, crypto is too fast to have a plan and then now execute and don't, you know, move around, right? So we need to be flexible, and the investors, usually the larger ones, they don't mind. You know, usually the small ones, let's say we have a few people, private allocations on a private investor, because he helped us, you know, like an early contributor. He, for example, have done the pitch deck and this and that, folks. This is just an example. So for his work, because you need to start, right? You need to have every helping hand in the beginning. So, okay, you get like a small allocation for your participation as motivation also, because you don't want to, you know, spend money on all that stuff, right? So, and then, yeah, these people, they basically, some of them, they're not happy, but this is, again,
yeah, it makes sense. Like the shorter term, and that's their right, you know, like it's fine either way. When we spoke about the launchpad, perhaps last question for today, the actual legendary communication group in regards to the launchpad, I don't know what it's called, I forgot. Is that something that is coming up with the first launch, or is that something we should expect?
We do that before. So now we maybe if you have time, check our Discord. We structure already everything. And then we just need to, now we have a verification process, but it's not a rerun, not like, for example, Collab or something like that. So this is at the moment to filter some of the scholars and whoever is in our Discord. And then we launched the legendary round with the marketing. So before the marketing start, we have already the Discord up. So that's why we already get new customers or new community members. And then for them it's new, so they are, and then there is a lot of interaction. So we want then the old ones communicating with the new ones and getting them on board. And there's a few days before, we will make sure in every channel is a description. We have everywhere mods, they are trained and all that stuff. Right. And this is also not done from one day to another. You know that by yourself with your community. So yeah, and maybe you have time and maybe you want to assist on that with your
if you need help. I mean, I'm in the Unix Discord every day, hiding the notifications.
Yeah.
No, but that's all good. If you need help with that, let me know.
Yeah, it would be amazing, and anybody can participate and maybe give feedback. So there's a lot of things, of course, happening. And yeah, the Discord. What else? Yeah, that's it for today. I would say is.
Exciting. Another good session. Your dinner is waiting.
I'm okay, but you know, there's like they're like the faces are the, you know.
Yeah. Are they still working, or they're just now watching you, basically?
Yeah, actually, hey, I'm in this glass. I have this huge glass door here, and then they're all looking at me. You see, like Andy is laughing. Yeah, everybody looks sad because they're waiting for me. Okay, gentlemen.
Oh, good. Thank you so much.
A lot of similar names. Thank you for participating, and please, again, feedback very highly appreciated. And yeah, we wanted to make maybe actually this one, or maybe this a little bit like talking a little bit how we get into NFT market. Maybe we should make a session or how to buy NFT or what to look at, you know, certainly.
Yeah, like the workshop we mentioned before. Yeah, I still need to structure that. Yeah, that would definitely be cool.
Then let's do us both a session before a day, then we, you know, like what we want to, you know, how we go there, and then we invite everybody, and then for one session. Don't need to be the next Friday session, but yeah, anytime soon. So that's it for the day. Thank you so much for your time. I hope you enjoyed it. Colin, it's always a pleasure. The logo will go back on the site. It's not nothing personal.
Good news.
It was just
Simon was scared. Yeah, he was a little scared when he got that message.
Yeah, I don't know. It's really it's fixed, and then we're jumping basically sometimes from emergency to emergency with the devs. So it's just we have to get out something quick. So that's from that side, ladies and gentlemen.
Perfect. Thank you so much for being here once more. And I look forward.
There was a raised hand. There's a raised hand. Let's get this raised hand done.
Is there a raised hand?
I don't know. There was. This is an emoji. Sorry, the emoji was not showing. It says raised hand. Okay.
No, it's all good. It's our regular crew. So I appreciate you. Enjoy your dinner. I'll see you next week.
Yeah, man. Bye-bye.
Cheers. Bye-bye.